I get it. I know there's still good college football on tonight, but it's time to start turning those wheels towards NFL because it is upon us. And if you haven't at least started getting the juices flowing on what the hell you're going to do tomorrow, I got to tell you, bud, you're a little behind, but at least you did not make the cardinal mistake of getting too far down the river before watching this stream. What's up, new guy? I'm the Degenerate75. I am a DFS content creator who focuses on golf and football. Tonight, we're going to be talking NFL football. I'm going to give you all the things you need to know to get you ready for tomorrow. But please know, if you're holding out for picks and plays and all that bullshit, you might want to leave now because you're going to be thoroughly disappointed. That I can assure you. But if you want to know a little bit about this game and how to get better at it and quit stepping on your own dick, you might have just found the right place. Because here we focus on the process and how to get better at DFS while having fun and being sustainable at it. What a crazy concept. If you really like the cut of my jib, come check out that schedule right there. We do this every Saturday night. I also do Monday night and Thursday night football live at noon. I do my golf show Wednesday night, and I do my college football show Friday night. So you ever get tired of looking at it? If you don't get tired of looking at this chubby face, you just come right on over and hang out with me. I give away a lot of prizes because you need to know this up front. I'm not a poor. Not a poor. Also, I have a new show. Every Tuesday, me and Tambo, some people are calling it the greatest show ever, do a preview, right? So let me go ahead and tell you how this week's going to go, right? Tomorrow is going to go one of these two ways. Well, Sunday and Monday. It's going to go, A, you're going to do really well and have a good pulse of what was happening this week and have some really good lineups that maybe you hit a big one or have some great sweats, or you're going to get your absolute dick kicked in, all right? One of those two things is going to happen. And come Tuesday, you're either going to be ready to jump back at it because you're excited about your good results, or you're going to want to forget about it and move on to the next week. Either way, me and Tambo will have you be here on my channel. We will be going live at noon, answering questions, doing a review of the week, and, of course, a preview of week 3. So be there for that. Excited about it. My brothers over at Ship It and my dude Tambo. I'm just telling you, it's a very special combination. I'm just telling you. All right, yes. For every 50 likes we get tonight, I will be giving away a ticket with me into the Millionaire Maker. Me and you will build it, which, by the way, I actually did a college football giveaway last night. Me and Homeboy finished, top 60 today in the tournament. We gave it a look. We just had one asshole in our lineup, and we could have took that motherfucker down. So I believe it was Meatloaf who once said 7 out of 8 ain't bad. I believe that was the song, okay? So give me a bunch of likes over there. We'll do that drawing at the end. To get in the drawing, simply ask a question in the chat, but keep your questions to 2 fucking questions. If you ask more than 2 questions, I will have the editor mute your ass, and then I'll have him boot your ass because he's a mean mofo. All right, let's get to where it starts. Contest selection. This is the first place you're dicking away your money, and let me just tell you, you see this Millionaire Maker right here? You should play in it. You should definitely play in it. If you win a ticket with me. Other than that, don't do it. It's not worth it, Bob. It's such a terrible payout structure, man. Like, look at this. $1 million to first, and then second place $150. I know you're thinking, if I win $150, that'll be life-changing. Well, you're not going to fucking win $150,000. So quit blowing your $100 every week there and go get in a $100 single entry or go get in the $10 10 max. There are real. I mean, DraftKings, you guys don't even realize how good DraftKings is spoiling us with some of these contests, right? They're just unbelievable. The quality of contests they put out there. PGA, college football, we kind of just got to take what they give us, right? All right. You know, like it's 2 a.m. in the morning, only fat chicks left. We got to settle, okay? But in football, they have everything. They have $12 single entries, $5 single entries, $1 20 max, $3 20 max, $10 10 maxes, $40 10 maxes. Find the contest that fit what you like to do. For me personally, I like to build around 20 lineups. So I'm playing a lot of single entries, 3 maxes, and 10 maxes. And then I do that to stay within, my weekly budget that I want to play. Maybe you're just a guy that likes to put it all into one lineup. Well, then go get in a $200 single entry or a $100 single entry or a $33, whatever your limit is, right? Maybe you're a guy that likes to spray 150. Well, then go check out the 50-cent mini-max or the jukebox. There's so many good contests you can play in. You don't even realize how spoiled you are with these NFL contests. DraftKings does an incredible job of giving you a great variety of them. Don't waste it by always chasing the $1 million that you're never going to win, and then by week 6, you've blown through all your money and your wife has cut you off and taken your credit card away. Don't be that guy. All right, so that is contest selection. We're not going to get into it. Look, the contest selection is the same as it always is, right? Like getting good contest. If you don't know my golden rules, here's the golden rules of contest selection. We want first place to never be over 20% of the entire prize pool, right? So when I see 25% of this Millionaire Maker going to first, I'm out like a fat kid in dodgeball. We want that number to be closer to 10%. We always want second place to be roughly 50% or more of first place. See how first place is 100,000 here? Second place is 50,000. That is half of 100,000. If if you're not particularly good at math. And then the third golden rule we always look at is we want 10th place to be roughly 1/10 of first. Now, is 4,000 1/10 of 100,000? No, it's not. It's 1/25th. So that is not the greatest payout structure. It's not the worst I've ever seen, because sometimes it'll be like 1/100th, but it's not the ideal. Those are the three golden rules you're going to want to look at. But of course, the one contest you should get in is mine. Go get in the Hoedown Listener League. I do not want to be tweeting this shit out in the morning, being like, fill my contest. I'm a bum. All right, so go get in it. It's $5. It's 3 max. It's reduced rate. It's flat payout structure. If you're playing in one if you're playing in one GPP this week, it should be Pat Mayo's, because his is rate free, but I'm pretty sure his is already full. So you should just go hop in mine, okay? Go hop in my contest, and it's everything you want in a GPP. Support the community, and you get a shout out on here if you win, like my dude Link Sync. What a name, right? And I see 3 mother fathers up there flying the flag. And the Shipping Nation guy up there. Don't hate it. Don't hate it, Bob. Don't hate it, okay? So get in the contest. Go do it now. Don't make me punch your throat. All right, cool. Especially if I have to tweet it out tomorrow, I'm gonna send every single one of you a kick in the nutsagram. All right, this is something that I do not see people stress enough at NFL DFS. The weather really matters. I think we just all assume it's September, it's going to be nice weather. You go look at that Bengals-Cleveland game last week, okay? Those teams basically got robbed of an entire half of football. They could not throw a forward pass in the first half because the weather was so brutal. So if you are not checking out, if you are not looking for wind and rain, then you are not playing DFS right, because it has a dramatic impact on DFS scoring. It is a huge impact. Now, if they're in a dome, yeah, it doesn't matter, Bob. I get that. But not every game's in a dome, dickie. So, like, right here off the bat, probably one of the 2 or 3 chalkiest games on the slate tomorrow is Buffalo at the Raiders. There is a slight chance of showers. Last I looked, it was about 10 to 20%. But you best believe I'm checking that shit in the morning. And if I see rain rolling through Buffalo or the winds pick up, then I'm gonna get very, very cold on that game, because Josh Allen's gonna need to have a monster to pay off that price tag. And if they can't throw a forward pass, he ain't gonna get there, dude. So you need to be checking that. Another one, anytime a game is north of the Mason-Dixon line, which I'm pretty sure Cincinnati is, it's right there on it. You got to be looking out for it, right? So the Bengals, Baltimore at the Bengals, another game. Anytime it's a northern team, you always got to be thinking, ruh-roh raggy. And there's a chance of showers there. Now, Detroit, there's rain showers, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be okay inside the dome. Buccaneers, I mean, it's always raining in Tampa Bay, but it's never like that bad rain. It's that magic Tom Brady scores 45 points rain. And then in Jacksonville, there's also rain likely, okay? So be watching out for that. If you're looking for any reason to get off of a game, that can be it, right? If it gets super rainy there, right? Like, we're seeing 80% chances of rain, and it's going to be coming down the whole game. You got to think that bumps up guys like Pacheco and ETN and probably nerfs some of the receivers, right? You got to be monitoring this. Everywhere else, as of now, looks pretty good. The New England game, but that's tomorrow night, so we'll deal with that later. That is weather, okay? The next thing, before we get into the slate, I want to do a new thing. A new segment brought to you by your sponsor, me, not a poor. All right, it's called the NFL process tip of the week, all right? I am a guy that's not going to give you any picks or plays. So if I'm going to be the guy that's all about the process, maybe I should give you a tip every week to help you become a better player, and maybe give you a thought or two that you've never had. This week's process tip is: consider what your primary stack does to the rest of your roster construction. Now, that's a lot of big fancy words if you're new to NFL DFS, so let me break it down for you just a hair. I believe all NFL DFS lineups should be started around your primary stack, which is a quarterback and usually 1 to 2 pass catchers, sometimes 3 if you're feeling saucy, and typically a run back. That is the start to the foundation for almost all good NFL DFS lineups in GPPs, right? In cash, we're not worried about that correlation or that stacking near as much, right? But in GPPs, we need that correlation and that stacking, because we want to be, we want those double touchdowns when our wide receiver catches one from our quarterback, right? And then we also want that to push the pace of the game for the other guy on the other side, the run back, to score. But what people don't give enough thought of is whenever you think of your stack, so it's all about my stacks. That's the most important thing. All right, I'm going to play Patrick Mahomes, I'm going to play Josh Allen, and I'm going to play Lamar Jackson. Okay, well, that's very brave of you to pick those 3 quarterbacks. But when you pick your stacks, everybody always just considers who are the best quarterbacks, and what people fail to realize is it's really about what those stacks do to the rest of your lineup. Is Josh Allen a good play tomorrow? Yeah, he is. Is Patrick Mahomes a good play tomorrow? Probably. Is Lamar Jackson a good play tomorrow? Probably. But what you're not thinking of is, think about when you build a Josh Allen lineup. What is that likely to consist of? Well, if you're going to put him with with two different pass catchers, you're probably going to end up with something like Stefan Diggs and maybe Kincaid, or Stefan Diggs and Knox, or Stefan Diggs and Gabe Davis. And are you thinking about how expensive of a stack that is? And then let's take it one step further. And if they're playing the Raiders, you need a good run back, because the Raiders, if the Bills are going to have a big game, they are likely to get pushed by the Raiders. Who are the two most likely run backs for the Raiders tomorrow? Devontae Adams. He's expensive. Josh Jacobs. He ain't cheap. He's $7,100. So now you have basically tied up the vast majority of your team's funds simply in the lineup that you were, simply in your stack. So now the rest of your lineup is going to basically consist of all punts, right? You're not going to be able to go play any good one-off pieces. You can kiss a guy like, I don't know, Derrick Henry. He's gone. Keenan Allen. He's gone. You're never going to be able to afford guys like that. Jamar Chase. He's gone. Forget it. You'll never be able to afford any other one-off pieces now that you've spent all your money on your stack. Same thing goes with Lamar. You want to play Lamar? Okay, well, then you're probably going to stack him like Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews. That is not a cheap stack, right? That is not a cheap stack. And they're playing the Bengals. Who are you going to run him back with? Jamar Chase? He's not cheap. Joe Mixon? He's not cheap. So at some point, you're spending all your money on your primary stack and your run back, and you are basically forcing the rest of your lineup into this very, very narrow window of which you can only build a handful of ways. There's not a ton of value built into this slate. We don't have the free square $3,000 receiver this week. We don't have the free square $4,000 running back this week. And when you don't have those, well then now, and you're spending all your money on the stack, you basically you're putting four marginal players in your lineups, and you're not giving any thought to this. So what I really want you to do when you're picking your stacks this week, and for me, I only play 1 to 2 stacks over my 20 lineups. I think you really want to concentrate your stacks and really believe in them and build around them so you can have different iterations of that stack. But when you build it, pick your stacks tonight, tomorrow morning, whenever you do it. I want you to consider how much that stack costs, what's their run back, and then what does that do to the rest of your lineup. I'm not saying go play some super cheap punny stack like, I don't know, Baker Mayfield or something. But I'm also telling you to not spend all your money just on your stack, because it kills your freedom on what you can do with the rest of your lineup. So a big part of making successful stacks is thinking about how affordable that stack is and how much freedom it will give you for the rest of your roster construction. That is your process tip of the week. I hope you enjoyed it. Hey, you know what else I hope you enjoy? The Solver. You see that right there? That is the best optimizer out there. And you see that little right here, it says projections degenerate 75. Yeah, I'm the sweatiest tryhard you'll ever meet. And I make my own projections, my own ownership, and I load them right here into the Solver. I do this for NFL, college football, PGA, NFL Showdown, PGA Showdown, everything. I do it for everything, right? So if you think, hey, this sweaty tryhard is a guy I would trust with projections, well, all you simply got to do is go over here and use the Solver. You see that little landing page right there? Showdown, Hoedown, and then once you sign up using my landing page, all my projections will automatically be loaded in there for you. Not only do you get my projections and my ownership, you will also be getting their optimizer. And if you don't know the importance of an optimizer, it builds the best versions of your player pool, which is essential. If you're building more than 10 lineups and you're not using an optimizer, just tell me you like to be kicked in the dick without telling me you like to be kicked in the dick, okay? And here's the best part. You're thinking, man, I can't afford that. One sport, if you're just an NFL guy, $24.99 a month. Everything. That's the optimizer and all my projections for $24.99 a month. If you want to do multiple sports, college football, NFL, PGA, only $39.99 a month. And if you compare that to the others in the industry, laughably good deal. All right? Let's get to the slate. This is the Rosetta Stone, okay? Yes, this is the black and white Rosetta Stone. You want the fancy-ass Rosetta Stone? Well, quit being a poor and come over to my site, okay? They only get the colored one up. You get the YouTube poor one, all right? Hey, don't forget to drop a like. Let's see if we can get to 150 likes tonight. I'd really like to do 3 giveaways, all right? Smash the like button. All right, I'm going to run through this slate. Give me about 10 or 15 minutes to give you a few basic thoughts on every game. I did leave some of the stuff on here, such as the percentage of snaps, their targets, and their rushes per game, but I took all the good stuff off, like projections and ownership and optimals and all of that, right? But I'm giving you a little bit, okay? That's what you YouTube freebie dude. All right, Green Bay, Atlanta. Look, Green Bay, I'm actually a pretty big buyer, and after last week, I'm only a bigger buyer. I think Jordan Love is viable, right? I think Jordan Love in a dome is appealing to me, and how I was talking about earlier about affordable stacks, Jordan Love can get there. Christian Watson's going to be back, who is, I think, without question, his biggest weapon, and with Aaron Jones gone and A.J. Dillon with the longest run of his career being 3 yards, you got to think they're going to pass the ball, and so maybe this is a game Jordan Love in the dome can get there, and he is super, super stackable with Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, Christian Watson, Luke Musgrave, all super affordable, right? Very affordable, and he's going to be in peak conditions. And let's face it, Atlanta can sneaky shoot out sometimes. Problem is, Atlanta's offense not great. Matter of fact, I wrote down I wrote down a note that I didn't want to forget to say about Desmond Ridder. It says right here, Desmond Ridder fucking sucks. He's the worst quarterback in the NFL. Don't play him. And the problem with him sucking is what it does to my dude Jordan Love, okay? Because Desmond Ridder is the Helen Keller of quarterbacks, he's not going to be able to probably push the pace of this game, right? Not only is he nerfing guys like Drake London and Kyle Pitts and any upside they may have, he basically is taking the upside away from this game ever being something like a 31-28 game where Jordan Love is out there throwing for 350 and 3 touchdowns, right? That's just not going to happen in this game. So as much as I may love Jordan Love and be a buyer on him, you have to ask yourself, is Atlanta really the team that could ever push Jordan Love to have a good game? I believe the answer is probably a no, but I also want to believe. Oh, and let's not forget, Bijan. Bijan is electric, but like if you, this is exactly what I was thinking when I was doing my best ball rankings earlier this year. Tyler Algier is not going anywhere. Okay, he is going to get carries. He is efficient. He is good in that offense, and he is going to get 12 or 15 touches. I think you're going to see Bijan get 15 to 17 touches. If he's efficient, he'll get you 20 to 25 points. If he is not efficient, he is going to get you 8 points. If I'm going to spend nearly $8,000 on a running back, I think I want a guy who's more of a bell cow. Las Vegas and Buffalo, once again, outside of the weather, I don't know what you could not love about this game. Buffalo played like shit against the Jets. Josh Allen looked horrendous, and he could never do good. Or he could. Josh Allen is going to be chalky. I thought I was going to get him lower owned this week, but I would bet good money he is going to be the highest owned quarterback on this slate. And as I just talked about a little bit ago, he is not the cheapest guy in the world to stack. Because if you're going to stack Josh Allen, you got to think you want to stack him with Diggs and Davis, and those guys aren't cheap to stack him with. And there is always the chance that James Cook did get a good lion's share of the run. I actually think you could stack James Cook with Josh Allen, but I also think that maybe he's the way you come in, just play him from the Bills, and then just hope that he pilfers all the points from the Bills, and now you've basically got all those James Cook points, and then everybody that played the Josh Allen stack is screwed, right? I think the Raiders are a sneaky team here, right? Jimmy Garoppolo, I've shit on forever, but let's face it. He's like a middle-of-the-road quarterback. He's probably like the 20th best quarterback in the NFL. Josh Jacobs got an incredible workload, and at 7,100, if the Raiders are going to keep this close, you know Josh Jacobs has 3 30-point games a year in him. Why can't this be one of them? And then, of course, the biggest news with them is Jacoby Myers is out, who apparently was Randy Moss last week with the Dreads getting like 47 targets. So with him out, you can see I have Hunter Renfrow highlighted on there because I think he is a guy that stands to benefit from Jacoby Myers being out. He will clearly be the number 2 receiver again, and you have to think either him or Devontae Adams is going to get a bang load of targets tomorrow, as we would expect the Raiders to be playing from behind. Baltimore-Cincinnati, another game outside of the weather. I don't know how you can't like this, right? The first thing people are going to say is both these teams looked horrendous week 1. Yeah, well, I'm here for all the overreactions in week 2, you dickie. Let's start with the Bengals. They could never do good after how they looked last week, or they could. They're back at home. They got the rust knocked off. They're not going to be playing in an effing monsoon this time. Joe Burrow is fine. Joe Burrow is the highest paid quarterback in the history of the world. He has unbelievable weapons. They're going to be fine. I do want to point out that Joe Mixon did get a lot of volume last week, as I thought he would. He's just still inefficient as shit with him, and he didn't do anything. If he ever could find out his efficiency, he could be a real play if he's going to continue to get that kind of volume. For Baltimore, I think the biggest news I can tell you is Mark Andrews is back. If Mark Andrews being back is going to completely change their offense. The other big news, of course, is that J.K. Dobbins is out, and so who's going to get that rushing load out of the backfield? I would guess Hill and Edwards are going to split it 50-50, but I think this offense is going to look a lot better. Zay Flowers is a star. Mark Andrews is going to open up the field for everybody, and I think you're going to see Lamar run the ball much more this week than he did last week, and he will get that upside back that he's been missing. Another thing to consider is, of all the expensive quarterbacks, Lamar might be the most affordable to stack because Zay Flowers is a pretty reasonable price. Odell Beckham is a pretty reasonable price. And Mark Andrews, I think, is a pretty reasonable price for being definitively the second best tight end, not only on the slate, but in the NFL. The Seattle-Detroit game, I have not heard enough people talk about this game other than just saying Seattle's 2 tackles are out, they're going to get eaten up by Detroit, and I get that narrative, I do. But just like when I play PGA, every time a prevailing narrative's out there, if you just go against it every time, you'll be very happy, all right? So, the Seattle, they're screwed, both their tackles are out. Or, you know what, maybe their backups do okay, right? Or maybe they leave a tight end to help block, okay? Seattle in a dome against Detroit, reeks of just shootout city, right? How many times did we have to see last year? Detroit doesn't mind a good shootout, especially at home. Seattle has all the weapons that you would ever want in a shootout type game. No one is going to play Geno Smith, and if they do, no one is going to be stacking him with the likes. I mean, if they do, they'll certainly play him with Metcalf. No one's going to be stacking him with Lockett. No one's going to be stacking him with JSN. So that becomes a very, very intriguing play. Plus, the Lions have like the best run backs ever with Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, David Montgomery, whatever you think this game's going to play out like. And on the flip side of that, I think Jared Goff is a very reasonable player, right? Because he's very stackable. Go stack him with Amon-Ra and Josh Reynolds. Go stack him with Amon-Ra and Gibbs and run it back with Metcalf, right? Now you are getting a decently expensive stack, but not a break-the-bank stack, and you are getting it probably at like 1% of people will play a lineup like that. So if that stack hits, you're not sharing those points with tens of thousands of people like you would in a bigger contest. So be aware, this game, there's a narrative out there that the Lions are going to beat the brakes off of them. And if I know anything about narratives, they're bullshit when it comes to DFS. The Colts and the Colts and the Texans is the first game we're going to talk about that's just gross. There's so many gross games on the slate. Anthony Richardson is like legit a standalone play. If there was ever a quarterback I would run in my lineup naked, it would be Anthony Richardson. I know Michael Pittman had a really good game last week. As you can see, he had 9 targets. He capitalized on those points. But man, paying $6,300 for Michael Pittman Jr. whenever Richardson is his quarterback, I don't know about that. Also, with Deion Jackson fumbling twice last week, don't overlook Zach Moss. Zach Moss could be a guy that could be in line to get 15 to 20 touches, and at 4,700 in a competitive game environment, he could be the guy that sneaky breaks the slate. For Houston, let me just go ahead and save you some time. As long as C.J. Stroud's their quarterback, you don't need to play him. There is a decent chance C.J. Stroud's going to be out. Who is it? Davis Mills is their backup. I don't want a lot to do with old Davis Mills. But if you're going to force me to play, Nico Collins did get 11 targets in week 1. Nico Collins does have elite abilities. Okay, he's not Robert Woods. He's not slow-ass, dusty Robert Woods. So if you want to get weird, maybe you could look at like a Zach Moss, Nico Collins correlation, which is super cheap. Maybe that lets you, you got some correlation. It's cheap correlation, and maybe that lets you get that expensive Josh Allen stack or that expensive Mahomes stack, right? Speaking of Mahomes, Kansas City. Mahomes is my least favorite quarterback to play on main slates. Why? Well, first of all, he's always expensive as shit, right? $8,300, he's the most expensive quarterback on the slate. He's impossible to stack because you never know who he's going to throw to on a given week outside of Travis Kelce. And then when I do want to stack him with Travis Kelce, I have like 3 cents left for the rest of my players, right? So, stacking Patrick Mahomes is never fun, but to ignore that this is the highest total game on the slate, you're being a donkey dick, okay? You are going to want to have some access to this game. How can you get access to this game without being the same as everybody else? I would consider Isaiah Pacheco. I would consider playing the Russian roulette with one of those Kansas City wide receivers. Do I know who it is? No, I don't. No one does. But I can tell you one of them's going to have a good game. For Jacksonville, they're at home. They have a 24-point total, and they're probably going to be in a game script where they are going to be aggressive all 4 quarters. Does this make Trevor Lawrence at 6,700 very viable? Yeah, it does. Okay. Does that make Calvin Ridley, who had a monster week 1, viable? Yes, it does. Does that make Zay Jones appealing? Yes, it does. But do me a favor and do not forget about Christian Kirk. He is going to be on the field more this week. He is going to get targeted more, and he is going to be much more involved in a shootout-style game. Furthermore, Travis Etienne could be the key to this whole thing. If he busts 1 or 2 long runs or pilfers some touchdowns from Lawrence and the pass catchers, he now breaks the slate. He is the guy you needed from this game, and you didn't need that Jacksonville stack. So think about how you can get guys in this game without always just playing the same damn stack that everybody else is playing. Chicago and Tampa Bay, talk about a boring, slow, sloggy game, a 41-point total. Justin Fields always has standalone ability just because of his home run running ability. And if I'm going to stack him, I would do it with DJ Moore. I would legit never double stack him because he is never going to get 2 wide receivers there. On the flip side, Baker Mayfield last week, I know he won. I know that they won. I know that he had a solid game, but do not get carried away with the Baker Mayfield nonsense. He just does not have the upside to win you a big filled GPP, okay? Keep that in mind. But that doesn't mean we don't play any Tampa Bay guys. A couple guys to consider here is, well, really one guy to consider. Rachaad White got 19 touches last week, right? And he's at 5,500, and he's going to be in a competitive game environment, and I just think the guy's freaking electric. I think Rachaad White might be the best value on this slate that nobody's talking about. People are going to go to the quote-unquote other free squares, and I think Rachaad White is going to get very overlooked and is a viable play and is a way to get a piece of this game that, yes, it might be slow and sloggy, but I don't mind running backs in slow, sloggy games. Tennessee Chargers, this game, another one of those sneaky shootout games, right? Justin Herbert did not deliver Justin Herbert did deliver last week. It just didn't deliver the win. His fantasy was fine, and now they're without Austin Eckler. That might scare some people off, but that actually makes me like the Chargers more. That's less of that little Minnie Mouse stealing all my Herbert touchdowns, right? Joshua Kelly is going to be everybody's free square this week. He is the anticipated starter and will get a large part of the workload. We don't know what role Isaiah Spiller is going to play, but we do know Josh Kelly is going to be involved. We do know that he's $5,000, and he's the running back on a team with a 24-point total. So maybe instead of playing that donkey dick chalk, you just go play a Herbert stack. Keenan Allen was targeted 9 times in week 1. He did not look near as dusty as I was thinking he would. Mike Williams only got 5 targets, but don't forget he was out almost half of that game with concussion-like symptoms. And then Josh Palmer did outpace Quentin Johnson, but Quentin Johnson got more targets. I'm telling you, he's going to have a big season, just maybe not this early. On the flip side of that, I think that Tennessee offers some pretty interesting bounce backs, right? Derrick Henry did not get as much run as we wanted last week, only getting 15 rushes, but they could be easing him into the season. In a competitive game like this, all it takes is one frickin' run or one screen from Derrick Henry, and he's there. But I do want to warn you, I think Treylon Burks is sneaky. He got a lot of run last week. And yes, he did not get near the targets that DeAndre Hopkins got, but Treylon Burks is a dude that if you want to get access to this game, he is a perfect little run back for a Charger stack that no one will even consider, right? So do not be afraid to check out some Treylon Burks. Giants and the Cardinals. Just another slow game, boring game. I think the Cardinals suck. I know that they played decent in week 1, but they were playing the Commanders. Get the F out of here. I do want to tell you this. You want a stack that no one's going to consider? Daniel Jones. There you go. Now, who do you stack him with? I don't know. He's so hard to stack. But Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, I bet one of them has a GPP winning style week, right? I don't know which one it's going to be, but I'm just telling you, both of those guys are going to be under-owned. And one of them is very, very likely to have a very good game. That would be my prediction, okay? And the thing about it is, Cardinals, if you do run it, almost everybody is going to run it back with James Conner. He is awkwardly popular this week at 6,200. I don't understand why. Probably because he got a lot of volume last week. But, there is the whole middle ground where he sucks, and so do the Cardinals. So what I would tell you is, don't forget about Rondale Moore and Marquise Brown. They both got the lion's share of the snaps last week. They both are home run hitters, and all it takes from either one of those guys is a home run play. When everybody runs to Connor and everybody runs to Ertz this week, maybe don't forget about an Arizona wide receiver. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That's how you can get access to the Cardinals. Not that you should want access to the Cardinals, but if you do, that's how you can do it and be different, right? Oh, my dude Pearsall just dropped a touchdown, you motherfather. All right, get some of that eye black off. Maybe you catch the ball, dickhead. All right, San Francisco and the Rams. This is a game that I think everybody is just assuming the 49ers are going to beat the brakes off of the Rams, but I'm telling you, the Rams are not as bad as we think. The biggest news we've got to watch is what's up with Puka Nacua. He has been limited this week in practice. If he's out, I think Tutu Atwell becomes a smash play. And even if he does play, I don't mind Tutu Atwell. I think the Rams are going to be more competitive in this game than you think they are. I think Cam Akers, who got, 22 rushes last week, he can't continue to always be this bad. Maybe this is the week Cam Akers finally gets it done. This is a game where I think the Rams are going to push the 49ers much more than people are thinking, and because of that, I'm going to get some access to this game. With that in mind, San Francisco is probably the most stackable team that no one is thinking about, right? Brock Purdy is 5,700. Deebo Samuel is 5,600. So that is already a beautiful stack to a team. You can even get Ayuk in there at 58 or Kittle at 53. And the best part about it is Christian McCaffrey is so damn versatile, he can be part of a Purdy stack and not directly step on the dick of it. So this is a game that I don't mind. Matter of fact, the afternoon games, if you haven't looked, because part of being a good DFS player is thinking about your late swap strategy, this is without question the most appealing game in the afternoon slate tomorrow, because the other ones are all roo-roo nasty. How nasty? Roo-roo nasty. The Jets, for real, I think that they're toast, right? Breece Hall, I know he had a good week 1, but if you look at it, it was basically 2 plays he got it all done at, right? And they are not going to continue to just bust off big runs all the time. Garrett Wilson is now overpriced. You can never be 7,500 and have Zach Wilson as your quarterback. So the Jets, outside of maybe their defense, are almost unplayable. The Cowboys are going to win this game. The Cowboys are going to score 17 to 21 points, and it's going to be a boring, slow, sloggy game, which really makes guys like CeeDee Lamb and Tony Pollard, dudes that I love, it really just caps their upside, and it makes me just not want to have a whole lot of access to this game. And lastly, Washington and Denver. I'm telling you, both these teams, they legitimately suck balls. They both really, really suck, okay? Hear me on this. They suck, all right? I want to believe in Sam Howell too. I really do. And if you want to play some weird narrative that this game's going to shoot out, well, then go ahead. But I just didn't see much. If you can't put up points on the Cardinals, you ain't putting up points on anybody. And then on the flip side of that, Denver with Russell Wilson. The dude is just toast. If you're making me take a Denver player, give me Javonte Williams, but I'm still worried that Pirine is going to continue. You can see they both played almost 50-50 last week, with Javonte Williams getting about 60% of the action and Pirine getting 40%. I just don't think Javonte is good enough right now to get us GPP winning style upside at just 60% of the snaps on a dusty-ass offense. That's my opinion, Bob. That's what I think. This is the slate. What I want you to do is I want you to give some real thought to your stacks this week, to the number of contests that you're playing in, and then I want you to think about what are some games that I can get some access to that nobody is really thinking about that could sneaky shoot out. I try to walk you through some thoughts that I have. Know that I'm wrong all the time on this. I'm just sharing my opinion and why I said it. Maybe something I said is going to stick with you, but remember, it's got to be your picks and no one else's. Hey, let's get to the drawing. But before we do, go check out my site, dgen75.com, the fastest growing community in all of DFS. That I can assure you. We have college football, PGA, NFL Showdown, everything you need. I have the best tool in all of DFS called the Rosetta Stone, which all that stuff I just showed you, this is what it actually looks like. It color codes, tells you everything you need to know, every injury, cash play, high upside, cash considerations, games to stack, what the optimizer says, best points for dollar, every single thing you need, and you can get it all without being price gouged. Imagine actually getting NFL DFS content without having to remortgage your house. Doesn't that sound lovely? Well, I encourage you to check it out. We are growing like a motherfather. And if you're like, hey man, that all sounds good, but I don't know, man. Well, just to go sign up for my newsletter right here. Here's the newsletter. This goes out every Friday. Look at this bad boy. So you got that there. They're talking about my loans. We got our injury report. We got our chalky guys, our process tip. Break down some college football in there. Break down some cash plays. Put the schedule up. Everything you need. Just go sign up for that, and then let the editor know at the DGen editor on Twitter, and we will give you a free week on the website. And you know what? 11 people yesterday's thing ended. Their free week ended. 11 people turned around and signed up. Need I say more, you motherfather? All right, editor, it looks like we are at 111 likes. Go ahead and give me two names right now, editor. If we get to 150 likes, we will do a third one. But for right now, we are drawing for 2 Millie Maker tickets, sponsored by me, #NotApoor, because I am not a poor. And I like building tickets, all right? I don't. It's a lot of work. But you know what? People really like building tickets with me, so I continue to build them because I am a man of the people, you motherfather. So, editor, today, you motherfather, I'm having a hard time killing enough time. Let me get a quick swig of the topo. All right, I guess the editor is dead. The editor has died. Everybody say a prayer for his family. Clearly, he has went to another realm, the shadow realm, and he is no longer with us, but I want you to know the kid did great work. I really appreciated him. If I could just say a couple kind words. He was really good at the drawings, doing the drawings on the air up until the time he died on that week 2 NFL stream. Very sad, very tragic. We will miss him. It has been real. I know he's just over there cussing right now, right? He's probably got that shitty Oklahoma internet, right? With just 2 guys outside just passing a note back and forth. Very sad. It's very sad. Very sad. Very, very sad. Let's see. He's not texting me either, so maybe he really is dead. There is a chance he's dead, all right? Prayers to the editor and his family. He'll eventually get to it, guys. He'll get there. I'll tell you what, if by 7:35 he still hasn't done anything, I'll just do a pick a number or some shit like that. Sprite Soda, you ask a lot of weird questions. I noticed that last night. I've not come close to winning the Millie because I don't fucking play in it. There you go. It's pretty hard to win when you don't play in it. A great mathematician once said. All right, editor, rest in peace. Editor, rest in peace. Hold on. He's been working real hard. Maybe he fell asleep. Where are you at? I'm going to text him right on the air. Where you at? There you go. I don't know what's going on. Shit's probably breaking down. We're losing viewers. That's all right. Hey, if those fuckers leave, they're not in the drawing. So that's more prizes for us. Am I right, guys? All right. All right, I'm going to answer questions in the meantime. Let's see if that motherfather gets here. All right, looking for questions. If I don't see a question mark, I'm not answering it. Justin Kirshner, I know that old dad bod checking in. What a sweaty Thursday night for me and Ian. Hawkinson touchdown. Oh, yeah, the Hawkinson touchdown got y'all. What he had to score 2 touchdowns was like 50-1 bet. Me and Ian were sweating it. I was like 15 seconds ahead of him, so I got to break the news to him. How would you build your lineup for qualifiers? $3,200, $2,700 winner take all. I would be very aggressive. If it's a winner take all, I am trying to start my team with a stack that is going to be lower owned than almost everybody, right? Whatever that stack may be. Let's get over here and just go look at one, right? like a stack that nobody is going to play, a Matthew Stafford stack, right? A Daniel Jones stack, a Ryan Tannehill stack, a Justin Fields stack. Those will be super low owned. That is going to be the focal point of my team where I'm trying to do a winner take all. Is a vet like Travis Kelce going to play decoy this game? That is a legit concern. It is a legit concern, right? And maybe he's just not as electric and he's not going to be able to take down as much. The editor is literally not responding to me. I'm getting a little concerned. If he's really dead, I'm gonna feel pretty bad. I'm gonna feel pretty bad. Can I have a pick? No, but you can fuck off. That's on me. That's free of charge, brother. Are we excited for the public overreaction? Brett, week 2 of NFL is my favorite week of the year because the overreactions are real. There are so many teams that are just terrible and they could never do good, or they could. All right, you and Tambo, power couple. Ooh, I don't mind that. I don't know. I'll be a power couple as long as I get to be Beyonce. He can be Jay-Z. Have you hit the like button? There it is. Yeah, we got the push to 150 likes over here. It's not setting up like a Derrick Henry game. Love the spot for them. Only concern I have with Derrick Henry is he just didn't seem to get as much run last week as I was hoping. But yes, I always love Derrick Henry at home games. I really do. It's just like I swear he has so many more big games at home. Maybe that's just my selective memories. Jaguars live for nuts play this week. I love the Jaguars stack, Joanne, but the problem is I don't think I'm going to be the only one that sees the value in a very affordable, very nice Jag stack, right? And so because of that, I'm a little reluctant to know if I really want to play a chalky Jacksonville stack. What's your username on DK? Modest75. Read a book, donkey. Let's see. Do you gain leverage by going to Herbert, wide receiver, instead of going Kelly? Question number 1. Do you gain leverage by going Herbert wide receiver instead of going to Kelly? Absolutely. Herbert's ownership is going to go down every time Kelly's ownership goes up, right? So definitely that is the thing to do. All right, we still don't have the fucking editor. Okay, I'm getting real concerned about the editor. He is dead. Dead. All right, moving on. Next question. Hey, I'll tell you what. If he's not here by 7:40, somebody remind me. I'll just go make up a question and we'll answer it. Okay. Wanting to run a Chargers mini with Henry back, how do you choose between Williams and Allen? Williams and Allen. Honestly, if I'm only running, I would have multiple Henry lineups, and this is why I like to build multiple versions of my stacks so I can, try to nail that run back. And I would have some Williams run backs, and I would have some Allen run backs. I would do both if you're doing more than one lineup. Better to just stick to single entries without the experience in NFL DFS streets. Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it. Or if you want to get a little practice, maybe a 20 max, a lower cost 20 max, kind of get some practice building a player pool and mixing and matching your pieces. Because with the single entry, sometimes you'll feel like you sucked, but really it could be you hit 6 good pieces and 3 pieces sucked and your lineup just didn't get there, right? Is there ever a time to roll out 2 tight ends? Yeah, Hoedown, and that's it. Jason, what % of the time do you play 50-50s versus GPPs? In NFL, I play almost exclusively GPPs, which is funny because in college football, I play almost exclusively cash. I usually just have my freaking college football money pay for my NFL. That's generally how it works. You do think that people are overblowing the weather on the East Coast for Sunday? I haven't heard anybody talk about it, so I don't know how they could be overblowing it. Game pace and narrative for ultimate lineup? Yes, I always want to get an up-tempo game. That's why you'll notice on the stone here, we have the grades for the team's pace of play, right? Because to me, that's a very important thing. Nick says, favorite low-owned stack this week? You Jim Bro in the face isn't chubby. Maybe it's the beard. Yeah, I mean, I only got the beard to cover up my 3 chins. Let's see. So your question is low-owned stack? If you want a Daniel Jones, I don't know who the hell to stack with him, but no one's going to stack him. So there you go. I don't know who to stack him with, but it'll be low-owned. Whoever the hell you stack him with, that I promise you. All right, editor is officially dead. This is getting real weird. Yeah, hey, there's my dude right there. We almost took, we don't almost take it down, but we scored like 220 points today at college football. I think we finished around 60th, so that was a good sweat, Recleger. Let's see. What's your favorite Sunday stack? I don't do that shit. Giant stack, don't hate it. Thoughts on stacking 3-2 and a 5K under player pool? Thoughts on overstacking 3-2 in the 5K and under player pool? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I haven't really given it much thought, brother. What do I do with Travis Kelce, DGen? Well, if he's going to be popular, which I think I have him like 16 or 17%, I think you can fade him, right? Unless you think he's going to go off, then you play him and you just get, twice the leverage on him. If he's going to be 16%, get him in 33% of your lineups, bruh. All right, how do you feel about Dalton Schultz? Look, I just don't like anybody for that team. There's the easiest answer. I know, yeah, he caught 2 touchdowns against the Colts last year, but he also had a real quarterback throwing in the ball last year. Go get the Hoedown filled, everybody. Go jump in this contest for me. All right, meow. What position in the field? What position in the field is paying up? I always like to pay up on running back. I just hate punting at running back. If I'm going to punt somewhere, I like to punt at wide receiver or tight end. In cash games percentage, would you break between 50-50 and head-to-head? That's a good question. I like to do more 50-50s, but if I notice a guy builds really bad lineups, I will go try to play him in head-to-heads. And the more of those weak targets there are, the more head-to-heads I play. But some guys are really good at head-to-heads. Generally, the rule is most people that post head-to-heads don't suck. That's the general rule. Would stacking Fields with Mooney tomorrow be a viable option, or do I have a better chance of having success at darts with a blindfold? No, I think that would make sense. I would only stack Fields with Mooney. Not Mooney. No, if I'm going to stack him, I'm going to do it with DJ Moore. But I guess you could do it with Mooney, but I would not do them both. Lowest owned stack this weekend. I mean, the lowest owned stack will be like one of the shitty guys, probably like Downs or something. Josh Dobbs. Something like that. What site is that for the weather? It's called NFL Weather. Fields worth the risk on a GPP? Absolutely. Fields is always worth the risk when he's low owned. Favorite week 1 bounce back player this week? Deebo Samuel. Let's see. Is Green Bay versus Atlanta Dome a nut stack? I don't know if it's a nut stack because, hold on, let me check my notes again. Desmond Renner fucking sucks. All right, moving on. It's 7:40 and the editor's still not here. All right, I'm doing one giveaway right now. I don't know what happened to the kid. All right, here it is. The first question, I'm just going to do a question. I'm just going to have to do a question. I don't know how else to give these away. By the way, we could still get to 150 likes over there, okay? So here it is. To get it, you have to answer me. I don't know. I guess I got to keep this football. It's going to go history. So your question to win a ticket with me to build tomorrow is here you go. The first person to get this answer right, you got to have the month and the day. What day is my birthday? What day is my birthday? The first person. You only get one guess, too, so don't cheat. The first person to get my birthday right over there wins. The first person to get my birthday right gets it. There you go. I don't know where the editor went. This is Slapdick. I got an 813. That's actually my mom's. That's weird. All right, January 20th. That's when the new presidents take over. 1019. That's my friend Chris's birthday. April 20th, isn't that when Hitler died? Or 420? I see what you did there. Let's go. Keep going, all right? Oh, these are bad guesses. You guys aren't even close. Only one person has been within a week so far. This is brutal. Editor, where did you go, man? You're just leaving me hanging here like an ass clown. I'll give you a clue. It's tornado season in Oklahoma when my birthday hits. Tornado season in Oklahoma. It is tornado season in Oklahoma. You can have more than one guess because this is going to fucking take forever. We're warming up. We got people warming up. All around it. Oh, shit. Oh, another 420 guess. A bunch of pot smokers in here. Oh, goodness. When isn't it tornado season? Not in December. Actually, in Oklahoma, tornado season is a very specific time. Oh, holy shit, that's really fast. This is such a stupid question. All right. This is a waste. Wait, oh shit, I saw the month and I just saw the month and the day, but they had the wrong ones. It was back to back there. Nathan and Nimfofo. It's the first one to put it together. Gee, this is the worst TV of all time. Editor, you're fucking fired. I don't know what to say. His ass is asleep. April 26th. Oh, wait. Mark, you're a fucking cheater. All right. April 26th. Mark wins. I think he cheated, though. I'm pretty sure he cheated. All right. I'm doing another one. I don't trust Mark. Easier question. Here is an easier question. All right. Redemption time. Who won the third Super Bowl? And who was the quarterback? Who won the third Super Bowl? Who was the quarterback? First person to tell me both those answers, you get it. You got to tell me the team that won the first Super Bowl and the quarterback. All right, there it is. Steven Libowitz, he wins. Jets and Namath. All right, here's our second question. Our second question is this. Let's see. Shit, I'm trying to think of a good NFL trivia question. Let me just go see here. What former Broncos running back suffered migraines? And what college did he go to? What former Bronco running back suffered from migraines, and what college did he go to? You got to give me both answers. In the same Davis, there it is. Song list, you win. Davis and GA. And just because I'm a fucking ass clown and I have been left on the hook, we're gonna do a third one just on me because I feel like I've wasted your time. Your third trivia question. This is so slapdick. I apologize to every one of you. The editor is getting one swift kick of the dick later. Let's see here. Your third question is, Your last question is, the Jaguars, when they first came into the league, what was the other expansion team, and who did they take with their first overall pick in the expansion draft? What was the other team that came in with the Jaguars, and who did they take first in the expansion draft? You got to give me both answers. There it is. Benny Levine gets it. Carolina Panthers and Tony Baselli is the correct answer. This has been a fucking shit show. I don't know what to do. The editor has left me hanging. I'm going to go check and make sure he's not dead. There's 171 people in here fucking playing Saturday Night Trivia with me. Who the fuck would have ever thought this show would turn into this? But you know what? Fuck it. We'll do another one. We'll do one more because I don't know why. All right, here you go. The Lions' very first all-pro running back. Who was he, and where did he go to college? The Lions' very first all-pro running back. Who was it, and where did he go to college? No, it is not Sanders. It is Sims in Oklahoma. That is correct. Billy Sims, Oklahoma. Mike Carr gets it. There you go. That's 4 tickets. This is a fucking shit show. I apologize. Do me a big favor. Go fill up my contest. Pretty please. Forgive me for this fucking trivia hour. Go to DGen75 or just sign up for the newsletter. Although I don't know if I'd DM the editor. I'm pretty sure he's dead. And then don't forget me and Tambo's show on Tuesday. Be there. For all of you that are members over on DGen75, of course I will be doing the stream live tomorrow at 10:30 Lord's time zone. So be there. Guys, I am sorry for this shit show. It has been real. It will be better next time, probably. I will see you, Monday at noon. Be there, you motherfathers. All of you winners reach out to me. Not the editor. He's dead. I will talk to you later. Enjoy this outro.